So which means that when the thoughts have ceased, that is the state, achintyam cha. Kutastham. Kutastham has got two beautiful meanings. One, kutastham means an anvil. If you've been to you don't go to an blacksmith. India we call it ironsmith, blacksmith. Nowadays you get everything ready-made. But I'm sure in Kerala, all the gold publicity that I see, goldsmith you go to, no? If you take your own old bangles and they have got crooked because you wanted 24 karat gold, not 18 karat gold. So it becomes crooked. You take to the goldsmith. He has a base which is solid. On that he hammers the metal. That metal undergoes change, but the anvil remains changeless. This is also an indicator that all change you are able to see, even of your thoughts, that self, the consciousness, remains ever the same, changeless, on which all these changes takes place, in whose awareness all these thoughts come and go. Kutastham. Kuta also means maya, crookedness. In midst of our crooked mind only it is residing. And yet omnipresent everywhere. Just as water is in the wave, it is there in all the waves, and it is everywhere even where there is no wave. Sarvatra Gama. Kutastham, Achalam, unmoving, Dhruvam, firm. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says very beautifully that any form of change or movement is negated. Because sometimes a tree doesn't move from place to place, but at the base it is unmovable, but the top it moves. Achalam and Dhruvam, firm, changeless. These are all indicators, they are not definitions that we are very happy. I know what is Paramatma, Achalam, Dhruvam, Aksharam. These are indicators. If I say, look there, none of you look there. You are looking at my finger. And then you might be looking also, nice cut nails, no? Indicator is to point out to you that when you think about that which is akshara, your mind turns away from everything that is changing. It is avyakta, that whatever you can sense through your body, senses, mind and intellect, that is not. Including if you had a sudden vision, there are people who have these visions. That vision is also an object. Thus, as you negate, neti, this is not it, this is not it, this is not it. When all the false identification with the changing body, mind and intellect is negated, what remains is the pure essence, the pure truth that you are. When you remove from the gold your fascination of the name and form and look at just the gold, not the wedding ring which you have to give away at divorce, now it becomes divorce ring. If you see that, look at the sentiments. But when your attention goes away from the name and form to the gold, The same gold is there in all the ornaments. The same clay or mud is there in a spittoon pot as well as in a Ganga pot. So you recognize the essence of who you are. And once you have found your essence, that is the same cause, the same essence of everyone, and that essence is called as Paramatma. Give it any name. Now, how do you attain this? I have explained how Krishna is going to say. He says, Sanniyam Yendriya Gramam. With all your senses withdrawn, at the same time when you are interacting with the world, somebody used to come up to Gurudev and said, Swamiji, how long should I meditate? He said, only 24 hours. But Swamiji, how can I meditate 24 hours? Because meditation means complete withdrawal of our mind. He says for that half an hour of complete withdrawal of the mind from the senses and the senses from the objects of the world, your 23.5 hours in the day must be lived with equanimity. Sarvatra samabuddhaya. That throughout the day you see that one essence in everyone, in all your action transactions. And Bhagavan says, Te prapnuvanti mam eva. They also attain me only. Because that which is your essence is also the essence of Ishvara. Thus they have the Swarupa Darshan. Who? Sarva Bhuta Hite Rata. Who are constantly dedicated to the welfare of all beings. If you hate even one thing in this universe, you cannot know the infinite. Because infinite encompasses everything. Even when you listen to this, I think by now you are already deterred. Meditation is not for me. No, it is not that it's not for you. It requires preparation. Therefore, Bhagavan says, because he has to give Arjuna conclusively that what path should Arjuna follow. Kleshodhikataras tesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukkham dehavadbhiravapyate. Bhagavan says, Klesha adhikatarah tesha avyakta sakta chetasam. Those who are devoted and dedicated to meditate upon that which is formless, attributeless, unmanifest, the very subject that never becomes the object, the very self which never becomes the object. He says, Klesha adhikataras tesha. It is indeed difficult, and klesha means difficulty, that there is more difficulty. This doesn't mean that in Sagun Bhakti or Sagun Upasana there are no difficulties. People find difficulties everywhere. If you are prepared, nothing is difficult. If you are not prepared, even the simplest path is difficult for you. Yeah? So, klesha adhikataras tesham avyakta satta chetasa. Avyaktani kati dukkham. This word dukkham here doesn't mean sorrowful. It means difficult. But difficult for whom? Please mark that. Dehavad bhiravapyate. Those who are identified with this body, for them to directly realize that infinite self, that infinite God, without forms, without attributes. Now even in many religions, they don't give God a form, but it's always compassionate, loving, kind, forgiving. These are attributes. Only in Vedanta do you have the infinite, which is not an object of the mind and therefore free from all qualities, attributes, etc. Unlimited. And only unlimited can be bliss. Everything else will have its limitations. So, avyaktani kate dukkham dehavad viravakyate. Those who are identified with the body, for them to meditate on the Lord as formless, infinite, all-pervading God is difficult. Not impossible, difficult. It will be a struggle. Now I told you that I will apply this knowledge even to your day-to-day relationships, so that in your day-to-day relationships, when you enhance your love and go beyond the limitations that we have put in love, because of which we are hurt and we are hurting others, all in the name of love. Now, how many of you had a love marriage? Put your hands up. Very few. How nice. These days, youngsters, how can you marry like that? Until and unless you fall in love, how can you marry someone? Arey bachu, it takes 25 years even to know what love is in marriage. No? Am I right or not? All experienced people, right? Say yes or no? You don't have to say yes. Yeah? Today, as parents, when your teenagers fall in love, would you get them married to that person that they fell in love in their teenage? And why are you so afraid that these boys and girls will fall in love? Because teenage love, all your love depends upon what you identify as. In the teenage, where you are too interested in your looks, when you are too interested in sense pleasures, when you are too preoccupied and you consider yourself to be this body, your love, which is identification with the other, will be at what level? I don't know how many of you have been, at least for your children, on this shadi.com and on these wedding. You've been, I can see, you're searching for them. From the age, you can tell what all they want, I've been told, I have never gone on that website because I've never been interested, nor have anyone to get married, to get them married, Though, of course, parents come and tell me, find a boy for my girl or find a girl for my boy. And what they're asking a sannyasi to find a girl for their boy. If I was finding girls, I would have got married myself, right? When you are identified with the body, you can see the other person only as a body. Is it not? Therefore, when you are young, see the list. Must be tall, fair, and handsome. The girl only sees that at that time, no? When she's 16, he has to be, in India is fair. In Europe, dark and handsome, no? So tall, fair, and handsome. And how she should be? She must be beautiful and fair. That is what the criteria will be when you are young till 21. By the time you are 21, 22, the girl doesn't want just a macho, stylish. He has to be handsome, but he should also be sensitive, emotional, no? Not this arrogant fellow. Sensitive. Because now she also is becoming sensitive. Has to be sensitive. By the time she has already finished her post-graduation, the boy doesn't have to be only sensitive. That macho-looking, muscular fellow should not be a buddhu. Yeah. He must be buddhiman. Must be intelligent also. Is it not? By the time she is 30, besides being intelligent, you can't live with just that. You must have money also, good job also, is it not? And by the time she is 35, anybody will do. Is it not? No? Okay, never mind. If you are identified with your body, your love will also be only at the physical level. Which means when you are separated from that person physically, and I'm telling you, how many youngsters today, when parents make them match and they are from two different countries, how can we love? Because they are only thinking about physical proximity. See, what I'm trying to say is, where your identification is, there will be your love. For those who themselves think themselves to be this form, how can they understand what is the formless truth or reality? But as your mind on the spiritual path becomes subtler and subtler, which means your identification is from this small limited body to the higher emotions, to the higher ideals, you will start seeing even in God that greatness. And when your identification is with your essence, your Atma, your Swarupa, your essential nature, then only you can understand or discover within yourself the essential nature of the infinite. Understood this? Therefore, klesha adhikatarastesha. For those people who are constantly attached with the body, concerned with the body, to worship God, to meditate upon God, to love the formless is indeed difficult. Even those who say formless, oh compassionate Lord, some concept is there in their mind. That concept itself is a limited form. Again, even those who go to God, whether you go for material things, whether you go so that your mind may be mastered, or whether you go that Bhagwan, I want you. It will all depend on where your identification is. Therefore, Bhagavan says, for those who are identified with the body, such meditation is not impossible, but will be difficult. Now, to take it very grossly, do you know how people go for meditation this day? Everything must be air conditioned, then there must be the right ambience, and there must be a pillow underneath, a pillow on the side, and nowadays we can't even sit down. So where's question of Padmasana? It must be a chair, and the chair also must be of a particular yoga chair. So much concern about the body. How are you going to transcend the body to know the infinite? It's just difficult. That's what Bhagavan is saying. Means in the beginning stages, don't struggle. Not that don't meditate, but Bhagavan points out the simpler meditation on the glorious, beautiful, enchanting form, qualities and sports of the manifested Lord. And therefore next words. So Bhagavan says, they also reach me. So in reaching the goal, both are the same. But for those who are attached to this body, not that those who are living in this body, you have to realize in this body only. Those who are attached to this body, identified strongly with the body, for them such meditation is difficult. Then what is the easy way? What is the simple way? And what is the way Bhagavan is pointing out now to Arjuna? And these two verses, if you can memorize from the Gita. Sometimes people ask me, Swamiji, which is your favorite scripture? I think each and every one. We have got a whole lot, from the Upanishads to the Itihasas to the Puranas to Bhagavad Gita to the works of our saints and sages. How much literature, spiritual literature we have, and each one is beautiful. When you speak on the Ramayana, oh, there's nothing like the Ramayana, it's so beautiful. When you speak of Bhagavatam, nothing can be more enchanting. When you speak on the Upanishads, nothing can be so uplifting. And when you speak on the Gita, nothing can be so practical. So each one has got their own beauty. Then if you say it's the Gita, then they say, which chapter of the Gita? And you tell the chapter, they'll say, which verse of the Gita? I said, it's not one verse, there are two verses, and these are my two favorite verses. So if you remember it, I will also like it.